Tonight on the 31 Nights of Halloween Horror, it was supposed to be simple. Get in, grab the equipment, and then get out. But what they didn't expect was that this abandoned station was not abandoned. Tonight's movie, Alien Romulus.
Hello everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the 31 Nights of Halloween Horror! Yes, all hope is lost. And yes, my friends, all hope is lost. So, to your former lives you shall bid adieu. And for your new life that is starting anew. Okay, I can't do anything more with that. Anyways, yes. All hope is lost, my friends. You might as well just give up. So tonight, episode number 3. Coming off of last night's beautiful masterpiece, Dario Argento's opera. My apologies, people. My apologies. Anyways, I thought, you know what? I'm going to review another movie that I saw this year in theaters. A movie that came out this year. What in the world? That's already, 2? That's like unheard of. Whatever. Anyways, what did I do? Suddenly get a life? No, I haven't. Anyways, but tonight's review is going to be the movie Alien Romulus. Yes, Alien Romulus. So what is Alien Romulus about? Well, it is about a group of people who are living, I guess in quotes, though you really call it living, on this mining colony controlled by the Weyland-Yutani Corporation. And these people are really not happy with their living situation. I mean, obviously, at best, they are indentured servants. At worst, they are slaves. Yes, there just seems to be no way out of it. It's not very healthy. Life expectancy is really, really short. And so they dream of going to a non-Weyland-Yutani associated, affiliated, owned, whatever planet. But there's a problem that is a really large one. And that is, to be able to travel to a planet such as that, it would take them such a long time that they would inevitably run out of supplies, food and water. They just wouldn't be able to bring enough with them. They probably wouldn't be able to amass enough, honestly, for them to survive the length of the trip without dying of dehydration or starvation or both. And that's just, that's a no bueno. Even though, honestly, considering the life that they're living on the planet, you would think, like, well, you know what? Maybe dying in space isn't that bad. Anyways, however, they have found perhaps a solution to their problems. See, they have discovered a derelict ship in a decaying orbit around the planet, and that ship obviously should have the magical device that they need, and that would be a stasis chamber. In fact, probably enough stasis chambers for the entire crew. Because, then who cares how long it takes, because you're in stasis, you wake up, who knows, it's been like 80 years, but you haven't grown, aged a day, right? So, boom, off to the beautiful planet you go. So they figure, hey, let's go up to that ship, steal those stasis chambers, because obviously those stasis chambers are highly regulated equipment, and Weyland-Yutani just doesn't allow anyone to buy them, because, let's face it, that would mean people would just escape en masse from their slave planets. So anyways, they decide to go up in their ship, rendezvous with the derelict spaceship, and take the chambers. However, what they soon discover is that the ship itself is not a ship, but actually a space station, a laboratory. And unfortunately for them, some very alien things have been happening on that space station. And now they find themselves not only trying to get the stasis pods, get fuel for the stasis pod, but actually, survive the trip and escape without, dying or worse. It is an alien movie. Anyways, so let's get to those scores, shall we? Violence and gore. I am going to give this a 5 out of 5. Look, there's not a huge body count in this movie, but there is a lot of weight to some of the violence and the gore. I mean, it is an alien movie. Chest bursting. There is a lot of a face rape, I guess you would call it. That's kind of like what it is. There's a lot of gooey, nasty, bloody stuff going on here. So, and there is impact to the violence. There's a scene toward the end which is violent and horrific. So yeah, I'm giving it a 5 out of 5. It's alien movies. They tend to hit that sweet spot. Moving on to shock value, I'm going to give this a 3 out of 5. There's thing that kind of happens at the end, but let me get to that later here. But yeah, the shocking thing is I'm surprised because there is like I said, a lot of face rape going on. And by a lot, it's a couple scenes, but I'm surprised that they actually showed this scene in a trailer with basically phallic things getting pulled out of while you see the egg getting inserted. It's I'm sure someone out there was like, ooh, I feel funny down there. Rewind. Ooh. I'm not saying I'm one of those. I'm just saying, now, of course, everyone's going to assume I'm one of those. I'm sorry, I guess I just, whatever. I deny everything. Anyways. But I'm just saying, there's, oh, man, it's whatever. Anyways, so you've got these moments there. But a lot of the shock is kind of like this thing that kind of happens toward the end. But we probably would have gotten into the 5 out of 5 situation of shock value if they would have gone where I thought, and the friend that I was watching it with also thought that they were probably going toward the end. And anyone who's watched this probably understand what I'm talking about. And if they would have done it, first of all, ballsy, kudos, because that takes balls to do that kind of thing. That is woo. But I'm pretty sure, even if they suggested it, maybe it was originally part of the script. Maybe they even, shot some scenes. Who knows? There might be, deleted scenes in the Blu-ray if they even release it on physical, because God knows nowadays. But anyways, it's like Disney probably just went, no. You can have, the fucking face hugger penises going in and out of people's mouths all you want. That's fine. You can have the fellatio action all through the movie, whatever. We don't care about that. But man, you cannot do that. No, we're drawing the line on that. That's it. Boom. No. End of story. And the thing is, so for instance, the chest burster scene from the original Alien is iconic. It is movie history. It is legendary. It lives on, and it will live on forever. It is one of the moments. It's a moment of movie history. And now I'm not saying if they would have gone the way I thought they were going to go with this in Alien Romulus, it wouldn't be at that level, but it would be a moment that people would talk about. It would be a moment that people would be just, oh my God, did you see that? It would be the scene in this movie, and it would be its own iconic moment, a moment that it alone owns itself. And I think it's a missed opportunity to try to get to a legendary type of scene, a scene that is just going to be talked about. Because unfortunately, because they don't do it, most of the talk is either going to be about them missing that opportunity, or that there isn't really anything super memorable scene wise in this movie. And I think it's a shame, and like I said, a missed opportunity. To be a 5 out of 5, shocking moment, a moment that is its own moment that will go down as something people will talk about for years and years to come. So, yeah. But 3 out of 5, not bad. Moving on to plot. Plot is going to be a 3 out of 5. It's an entertaining movie. It moves at a decent pace. There's just a bunch of issues. Namely, story issues pertaining to its connections with the movie Alien, because there's like some things happening where you're like, well, wait, that doesn't make sense based on the context of the ending of Alien. It's like how could there be anything left of the Nostromo if it got atomized in a nuclear explosion? How would they be able to find the xenomorph from that wreckage when it was shot out into space? So it shouldn't be part of the wreckage. And yet, anyways, a bunch of other things that maybe be answered in another movie, but is kind of like confusing. Like, there's a connection to Prometheus and Alien Covenant where you're like, but how? And then it's like, well, then is there like some sort of other movie that's going to be kind of taking place in between Alien Covenant and this movie to explain how certain things happened? I don't know. But it feels like, oh, but how? Whatever. Anyways, because there wasn't really any mention of like how they obtained certain things and whatever. So there's that. But the main problem, honestly, is that it suffers the same kind of problem that a lot of reboots nowadays, or reboot sequels. I'm not gonna use the mashed together term because I'm just no. I refuse. But a lot of that type of stuff is they borrow too much, too many of the beats from the other movies, the other Alien movies. There's just too many pieces that they borrow from that the movie itself doesn't seem to have its own sort of thing going on there. It feels like kind of like a Frankenstein, or a piece of Alien, a piece of Aliens, a piece of Alien Revelation, a piece from Prometheus, a piece from Alien Covenant. We're going to put all these pieces together and then just kind of create this Frankenstein movie, and it'll be its own thing, but it's not, because it's just feels like it's taking pieces of what sometimes would be a better movie. Especially when you're talking about Alien and Aliens. It's strange, and some of it feels a little forced, and it really, I think, does a little bit of a disservice. I mean, there's a fine line, because you do want to pay homage to the other movies, or homage if you're Liam Neeson. Homage. Anyways, that will always be a joke now. God, I love the Deadpool. Anyways, people are going to hear me say Deadpool, and they're going to think, Deadpool Wolverine. I'm like, no, the Clint Eastwood Dirty Harry movie, the Deadpool. Anyways, look it up, people. Look it up, kids. Anyways, homage. It's a homage. So, inside jokes, man, damn, everywhere. Well, so, anyways, going back. So, yeah, so the problem is the movie doesn't feel like it's entirely its own thing, and that it's borrowing too many pieces from other movies, and it's like, oh, hey, it's that from that. Oh, hey, it's that from that. Oh, hey, it's that from that. And so, in a way, it feels kind of forced. It feels kind of cobbled together, and that it kind of brings me out of the movie, honestly. So that's definitely a problem. However, it's not a huge enough problem that I'm saying the plot is completely dumb and everything's ridiculous and I'm not going to enjoy myself. No, it does detract from the enjoyment, but it's still pretty solid. It's still above average. It's just, it has those problems and it just doesn't create enough to be unique in its own right to kind of stand alone, to stand by itself. Now, of course, if they would have done that thing toward the end, I might not be talking about any of this, or not as much, but they didn't. So, it's another kind of wasted opportunity or missed opportunity. So 3 out of 5. We're going to move on to acting, which I'm going to give this a solid 4 out of 5. The character of Rain and Andy are the two strongest parts of this movie, acting-wise and character-wise. The actress and actor playing them respectively do a wonderful job, especially the actor playing Andy. He nails the broken robot thing really well, and I found it enjoyable. The rest of the cast, all right. Feel a little bit like they exist just to die, and that's more of a problem with the script than it does with their acting abilities. But sometimes you really can't do much with what little you're given, and so anyways, 4 out of 5. Moving on to my overall enjoyment factor. Enjoyment factor is going to be a 3 out of 5. Look, I was entertained. It was a fine movie. I liked some of the things that were going on. It's just the problems that are there, the lack of boldness toward the end, the recycling of tropes from the other movies. It just wore a bit on the score, and so yeah, it's a 3 out of 5. You know what? I believe I forgot a thing. Nudity, 0 out of 5. Like, so this is an alien movie. Alien movies notoriously don't really show anything, and honestly, there's not much opportunity except for maybe Alien Covenant. But anyways, however, if they would have done the thing that they might have, we were thinking they were going to do toward the end, maybe there would be a little bit in this score, but there isn't. So maybe that gives you kind of a clue thing I'm talking about. I don't know. Anyways, but mama. Anyways, 0 out of 5. So yeah, enjoyment factor 3 out of 5. Like I said, some missed opportunities. My overall impression is a 3 out of 5. It's a solidly made film. It's got good pacing, good performances, decent action, lots of violence, lots of gore. If you like, face hugger fellatio, it's gonna hit your sweet spot there. If you don't like face hugger fellatio, revert your eyes. It's only a couple scenes, but still, it's like, it's like, I don't want to. I don't even want to see my girlfriend do that. Anyways, what are you talking about, sir? Anyways, so. All right, so 3 out of 5 overall impression, and that averages out to a solid 3 out of 5. I mean, could have gotten a little bit higher if they would have been a little bit more bold, but, what can you say? So, there you have it, Alien Romulus. Tell me what you think in the comment section below. Did you agree with me, disagree with me? Have you seen it? What do you think about it? And, yeah, that will be it for tonight's episode. Another long one, a little ranty, I guess, yeah. But thank you for watching another episode of the 31 Nights of Halloween Horror. And don't forget to rate, subscribe, hit the bell, notification, whatever. No one's watching. As always, Excelsior! And, man, I could just say whatever I want. I mean, I could literally just, say, but I'm not going to say. There's this, 1% chance that someone might be watching, and I'll say something, and it will just be nuclear destruction. Anyway, so I won't. But anyways, leave a comment in the comment section if you've made it this far, so that I know you made it this far. Guess what? No comments. No comments. No comments. I've called it. I called it. Yeah, that's right. I'm throwing down the gauntlet. If I had one. But I don't. So I'm not going to throw down the skull because that might make a mess. Anyways, thank you for watching. And remember to stay scary, Internet. And I will see you next time on the 31 Nights of Halloween Horror. And remember, ladies and gentlemen, you come across a derelict space station, and you get there and you realize that there's some like scientific things going on and some weird things going on. Before you really start fucking around with things, you might want to, I don't know, be able to do some research, maybe have the robot guy, interface with the computer, figure out if, I don't know, the ship is infested with aliens that will want to either kill you or impregnate you with their alien spawn. I'm just saying, that might be, I don't know, might just be, it might be prudent to do that. Also, if you have information about experiments with a certain substance that turns things into things, you might want to share that information with people that so that they don't accidentally experiment them on themselves, thinking like, oh well, this will probably save my ass, instead of creating certain other problems in the future. I'm just saying, first of all, just don't go to abandoned labs. Just don't go to abandoned labs. And then second of all, don't go fucking around with this stuff in the abandoned labs. And third of all, don't inject yourself with strange experimental things that are in the abandoned labs. I'm just saying, that might be, I don't know, common sense. Anyways, thank you. Rah!